Essentially, there are 4 types of costs that cause troubles for a business. And if you're thinking of controlling costs, these are the 4 kinds of costs you need to pay attention to. The first is the variable cost. Variable cost is a kind of cost that when you try to grow your sales, that kind of cost will rise with your sales. So let's imagine that you sell phone, what they call this now, phone pouches, right? You sell phone pouches. You've made up your mind that you want to increase the profits in your business. And one of the ways you're going to do that is to grow your sales. So you decide to import more phone pouches so you can sell more phone pouches. Guess what happens the moment you start to buy more phone pouches, right? For you to sell more phone pouches, you need to buy more phone pouches. So if one phone pouch, for example, costs $5 and you sell it for $10, you can't only look at how many phone pouches you will sell for $10. You also have to think of how many phone pouches you have to buy at $5. Because as the sales of the pouches are growing, so will the cost of the pouches be growing. Why? Because to sell a pouch, you need to buy a pouch. The cost of this pouch is a variable cost. Why? If you sell less, the cost will drop because you are buying less pouches. If you want to sell more, the cost will rise. So it's variable. It rises and falls depending on how much you want to sell. So sometimes sales is not free. If you're going to sell something, you're going to sell your products, there's a component of your cost that is variable. So if you're going to sell more, you have to spend more because you have to buy more, right? So that's essentially the nature of this cost. They are variable. They vary with the volume of business you are doing. If you are selling more, you're going to be spending more on this kind of cost, variable cost. The second is a fixed cost. It's the opposite of a variable cost, right? If I sell this phone pouch from a shop and I pay rent of 5 million a year for that shop, 5 million. If I decide to sell 2 times the number of phone pouches that I'm selling, guess what? My rent will not increase. I've already paid the rent. So whether I sell 100 phone pouches or 100,000 phone pouches, I still pay the same rent. My rent is fixed. That's a fixed rent. If I have employees, like I have a secretary, I have staff that are involved in sales, and I pay them a fixed monthly salary, right? Whether they sell 100 pouches or they sell 100,000 pouches, their salary is their salary. It is fixed. They don't get more, they don't get less, except I introduce commissions or bonuses or incentives to help them sell more. Those will be variable, right? But their basic salary is fixed. So I need you to understand the way different costs behave. Some costs will remain flat no matter what you do in your business. Some costs will rise the moment you decide to do more business, and they will fall the moment your business drops. So if you take it the other way, if right now I'm selling 100 pouches and I'm paying rent of 5 million, if this year business is so bad I don't sell any pouches, I still pay the same rent. So it's a fixed cost. The next is a direct cost. A direct cost, for example, will be the shipping cost I pay to import the container from China for this phone pouch. It's a direct cost because the moment I decide to buy this phone pouch, that cost, I can link it directly to this phone pouch. It is a direct cost. So some costs are variable and direct. Some costs are fixed and direct, right? So for example, if I have a clearing agent, the guy that clears my containers at the wharf, right? I pay him a fixed amount. Let's say I pay him 100,000 every year. He's on a retainer. So that if I have any issues, I call on him. I pay him a fixed retainer of 100,000 every year. Now, whenever I'm importing goods, he does more work for me, but I pay him the same flat fee. That component of his payment, a retainer, is 100,000. Even though I may pay him service fees for every container he brings in. His service fee is what? Variable. Because the more times I import, the more I pay him service fee. But his retainer is fixed. Whether I import or I don't import, I must pay him if I want him on retainer. So you see how some costs can be direct and variable. Some can be direct and fixed. Then, of course, you have indirect costs. Indirect costs, for example, will be the diesel that I buy for the generator that powers the shop, right? The diesel, if we're doing a lot of business and we're getting a lot of customers, of course, I expect the air conditioner will be on because the generator will be on so that they can serve our customers, right? If business is booming, the generator will be working more and will be consuming more diesel and will be making more sales, right? But even if we're not making sales and my staff are showing up to the office, the generator will still have to run. I can't leave the staff without the AC. If not, I'm going to cause maybe morale issues. So whether we are selling or we are not selling, the gen is running. Some days, the gen may be on for 3 hours. Some days, it may be on for 8 hours. Some days, it may not be on at all. Bottom line is, it is an indirect cost. That I sell a phone pouch is not tied to the diesel in the generator. Because whether I sell or I don't sell, the generator will be on and will burn diesel. But the amount I spend on diesel on a month-to-month basis or on a day-to-day basis is not fixed. It varies, but it is an indirect cost. So, having explained these 4 types of costs, the way they react with your business will be different for different kinds of businesses. If you're interested in learning more about the topics I offer when it comes to starting, building, and growing a business, this is your opportunity to join my community. It's known as the BMG. I provide extensive courses on different topics and challenges that afflict business owners, from how to optimize your profits, how to manage costs, how to boost your sales, how to develop processes, how to scale your business. There's a whole lot that I can teach you. If you want to go deeper into my content, this is your chance. Go to the link on your screen right now, jointhebmg.com.